cooking next is one of the greatest chefs cooking in Britain today. This time, he's cooking with us the very, very first time on Saturday Kitchen. It's the 3 Michelin-starred Pierre Koffmann. Welcome to the show. It took me 5 years to get you on the show.
It was your dream to...
Well, I know.
For me to come on the show. So.
It is, actually, but on the menu to you is one of the dishes from your restaurant, so tell us what it is.
It's Cuttelfish Bolognaise.
Yeah.
So everybody knows what is a Cuttelfish, you know, it's a mollusk from the sea.
Yeah.
It looks quite beautiful, in fact, and the type of fish you give to your budgie, you know, they got a bone there, you feed.
Yeah.
You give to your budgie. So we are going to start
Give it to your budgie? You didn't say that in rehearsal. Right, so you're going to start with the base of the cuttlefish.
Yeah, the big job is to clean the cuttlefish because it's, they got ink, and if you burst a bag of ink, you got a terrible mess everywhere.
Yeah.
So the first job is to clean it, and there is already done, it's fine. And if you find the opening of the bag, it's fantastic. You put it in a bag.
So is it cleaned similar to the squid? Is that what people would like?
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. I use cuttlefish because it's more by tradition. When I was young, and you couldn't find ink, you know, and I was doing scallop in ink sauce, and the only way to get the ink was to buy the cuttlefish.
Right. To employ people like me to take the ink out.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Right. So this gets vacuum bagged.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because you want to compress it and put it in a freezer.
Yeah.
And it will be solid like a rock, and from there you can slice it very, very fine.
You can get these on the internet now, there you go, vacuum packed bag of cuttlefish. That goes in the freezer, and this is the key to this thing. It's going to be what looks like the pasta at the end of it. It's very, very clever dish, this.
So next job is to cut the cuttlefish, the tentacles, in small pieces.
Right.
To make the Bolognaise.
Now, when you first came here, I was reading your biography. It wasn't the food that brought you here, it was the rugby.
No, in 1970, you know, the food in England was not at its best, you know, so rugby was more interesting.
Right.
And I decided to come to London to see the French beat England at...
Come on.
Yeah.
Did they beat them or not?
I don't remember.
Oh,
yes. we did it so many times, you know, and we started, you know. So
okay.
And who are the champions at the moment? The Welsh, of course.
Yeah, moving on. Anyway.
Yeah, the Welsh, you got to let them win time to time. They haven't done it for so many times, you know.
Right, so it was rugby that brought you into the UK, but...
Yeah, and I was quite lucky to find a job just by pure luck at the Gavroche restaurant, the Roux brother. So,
but you went on to be their head chef at the Waterside as well, their sister restaurant.
At the time, they bought the Waterside Inn in Bray on Thames, and they asked me if I wanted to be the head chef there, and I was 24, you know. Yeah. To be the head chef at 24 is quite interesting. You don't think too much because it can be scary too, but I decided to be the head chef there, and
it was 7 years you were there or something?
Yeah, around 7 years I spent there, fantastic years, because I really enjoy it, you know. Yeah. Countryside and working like a slave, but enjoy it.
But then of course leaving there, setting up the now probably the most famous restaurant London's ever seen, the Tante Claire.
Yes, one of the most certainly. Yes, but again, there I started in 1977, and started in a very small place. And in '85 we expanded. We bought the next shop next door, and we make it bigger.
Right.
And from there, you know, it was a success. You know, manager was lucky and working hard to get 3 stars. Yeah.
But a great team that you had as well around you, because I mean...
Yeah, it was a time where a lot of British chefs wanted to be famous, and, you know, they pick up. And so they all wanted to work with the best, you know, they came... Yeah. They were working with the Roux brother, with myself, with a few other chefs at the time. Yeah. And that's it, and now they are successful on their own.
But this is the likes of Pierre White, Gordon Ramsay...
Yeah, you mentioned the two, but Tom and Tom Hickins, Anna... Elena, Raphael, you know, a lot of young chefs, you know,
and of course
famous. I'm going back on the cooking because it's going to burn. Right. First, you start the cuttlefish to extract all the the water.
Right.
Because you don't want to have the water, it will make the sauce too liquid and not good.
Okay.
So when that is done, you drain them, you drain it. Add a bit more butter, sorry.
There you go.
And you start with the shallot. The shallot will take a slightly more time to sweat.
So this is, I mean, this is different to what you were cooking, Tante Claire. This is your...
Yeah, that's completely different. Because now we are at Koffmann at the Barclay, and we got a different type of food. We still use exactly the same ingredients, I've got the same fishmonger, the same butcher, but we use exactly the same ingredient, except we don't go into a finocchi presentation and little details in a way. But
this stems from...
all our fish is wild. We don't use any farm fish. I don't like the smell of farm fish, so I don't use it.
But this stems from when you, I mean, before the restaurant, what I suppose made your decision was you did this little pop-up restaurant here in London.
Yes. When I was young, I had that dream, like a lot of young people, to retire. When you are young, you put on your door, going fishing. That was mine.
Yeah.
And I decided to do it in 2003. So for 1 year, I did it, and I went traveling all over the world, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But after I came back to London, and I started to be bored. I was doing nothing, and I didn't enjoy it, So I had that somebody asked me to do the pop-up restaurant on top of the self-fridges.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was a pop-up restaurant. It was more a hell restaurant, a hell kitchen, because it was very, very hard. I lost 12 kilograms in 3 weeks.
Because it was only supposed to be for a short time, that restaurant, but it opened for a long, long time.
Yeah, it was supposed to be only for a week.
Yeah.
And we stayed there for 2 months. So quite a long time. And at the end, I had to close it. I said, no, I cannot do it anymore. And during that time, we did 3,200 pig trotters.
Pig trotters are probably the most famous dish that you've ever had. Yeah, exactly.
So you put the tomato puree.
Yeah.
You slightly cook it too. All very well mixed like that.
So you've got a little bit of chili flakes in there as well.
Just a little bit, but not too much, because I'm not a big lover of big spices. There, a bit for the camera. There, a little bit of flame,
Yeah.
People like that,
Now I'll get the old Cuttelfish out.
From there, I add some white wine.
Yep.
Just white wine, no water at all. Just white wine.
Of course, no one's ever deboned a pig's trotter faster than Chef himself, James,
Really?
No. I had the Guinness Book of Record on pig trotter. Some people got it for other thing. I got on the pig trotter.
Right, you've got a bucket down here.
26 seconds.
Salt
and pepper.
Okay. And then you cook this for?
It will take, depend with the quality of the cuttlefish, but something around 30 minutes. Okay.
Now I want you to show us that while I just read this. And don't forget that all today's studio recipes, including this one from Pierre, on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. You can get dishes from our previous shows at bbc.co.uk/recipes. And tomorrow over on BBC Two, I'll be sharing some of my favourite recipes from over the years. This is definitely going to be one of them in a new series called Best Bites. So set your alarms for Sunday at 10 o'clock. Right. So slicing the cuttlefish.
Now we got to slice the cuttlefish. The only thing is not something easy to do at home, because you need a slicer.
Okay.
It's impossible to do is by hand, because it is hard rock.
Right.
So you just slice it, and that's where it takes the shape of
the pasta.
Of the pasta, of course. Yes.
And a pan of boiling salted water.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Then we'll go into the water for 15, 20 seconds, no more than that. And from there, the dish is nearly finished.
Okay, that can go straight in.
Okay, I'll do one more.
They've already eaten, Pierre. Don't give them any more.
I know that, but it's so good, they're going to fight over the...
Right, and then this goes straight in?
Yeah, exactly.
20 seconds, that's all it takes.
Yes, something like that, Can you count?
I can count, I'm there. Yeah. There's a sink in the back if you want to wash your hands.
He never actually gives you the full recipe, you know.
Yeah, I guess that. Right, I've got the butter here. There you go. So these are just in a little bit of butter. Just sautéed off. There you go. Right, salt and pepper when you're ready. Touch.
Okay, go. I'll let you do it. You got to do it in style, like the Italian, you know.
There you go.
It's part of the...
I'll get you a spoon for that. There's the Bolognaise sauce as well.
You see that nice curly
Yeah.
piece of fish.
I told you it's so clever.
That's it. A bit of
parsley.
cheese if you like it again.
There you go.
Not too much. Okay.
Happy with that?
And that's it.
How brilliant is
Parsley.
Cuttelfish Bolognaise.
Parsley, chef.
that? Easy as that.
There is parsley.
Oh, is there? Is?
Pierre, I toyed with the idea of serving an Italian white wine with your Bolognaise, but I decided in the end that the wine had to be French. Now, I'm looking for something that's white, unoaked and full of flavour, something like this great value Gascon white from the southwest of France. But your dish is so exquisite that I've decided to push the boat out. Should that be Bateau? And the wine I've chosen is the 2010 Laurent Michel Vermentino. Vermentino is an Italian grape variety that's grown all over the Mediterranean and is prized for its ability to retain freshness in hot climates. This one comes from the Languedoc in southern France and is made by Laurent Michel, one of the most exciting winemakers in the country. On the nose, some pears, some citrus and just a hint of fennel. On the palate, there's a lovely herbal note which picks up on the bouquet garni and the parsley. And there's a salty, almost briny tang. There's enough acidity to partner the tomatoes and the sauce, which is the strongest flavour in this dish. Pierre, this is a special occasion Italian white produced in France. The perfect Mediterranean combination. Over to you.